I feel like a coffee drinker getting tea is better than a tea drinker getting coffee, though.
I'm not even convinced that it had caffeine in it.
No.
Yeah.
It's the sleepy chamomile.
I think you're right. I think a coffee drinker could deal and be like, nah, okay,
yeah,
whatever.
It's hot and
hot, and I think it has caffeine in it. I hope it does.
Right.
I mean, there's nobody who can't drink tea, right?
Some people,
you can handle
some
tea.
teas. I don't like teas.
It has a very inoffensive flavor, so
Right.
it
It's
has
very
just enough to have.
I don't like
flavor,
teas that taste like potpourri.
But it's very mild, and its effects are negligible, as opposed to like coffee will jack you up if you're not attuned to it. You know.
I wish I still had that innocence.
I know this coffee is not doing.
Just
me and you, Vinny, running on fumes here.
Vinny and Bradley here have a reason.
Yeah, but not really. It was our own stupid
our
decision.
fault.
No, I'm not saying it's a. I mean, it's a reason. I'm not saying it's a good reason.
No, it was a good reason.
You guys hoarded it up.
Oh my god!
So Gears of War 3,
we launched
Horde
into
mode,
a 9:00 play session that
complete.
Yes,
1 to 50 on normal difficulty.
It's 6.5 hours.
That took us over 6 hours.
Wait, what?
On Sandbar.
6 hours?
We finished at like 3:15 last night.
Jesus.
Drew was saying it. So Drew said it took us about.
And then Joey also just offhandedly said, "Yeah, I did it in about 4." So
to 50.
Yeah.
And I thought he hadn't finished it.
No, I don't think he's
finished. I don't think he's even finished
I
think he might have been talking about Gears 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was talking about Gears 2 Horde.
Oh, okay.
That is a long time.
Yeah.
So we spent
That's like
about
a full campaign for a short game.
I think we spent about 2 hours. Drew was saying on that last
wave,
on wave 50. I didn't think it was that long.
We've been to hell and back.
All right, paint me a picture.
Stories,
paint me a word picture.
Stories I could tell.
I heard something about a Brumac and a one-on-one confrontation.
Fucking multiple Brumacs over a period of hours.
But you took one down
two
by
separate
yourself.
times. I fought Brumacs by myself, and I almost took down the second one, but I did. Yeah, wave 40, we pulled a Brumac on the boss.
Was that 40? I thought that was
40.
I thought that was 30.
It went.
Because I thought the big
our first boss set was either Gunkers or Berserkers, and then I think Reavers the second time.
No, I don't think we ever got Reavers until near the end. I can't remember. It's such a blur. I definitely remember the Gunkers being a problem though.
Gunkers are bitch. The way they jack those enemies up is crazy because every 10 waves it's like they get double health or double damage or double accuracy, and those things stack every time you hit another 10th wave. Like it adds on a new one of those, but it maintains the previous ones.
So it's exponential.
Yeah. So by the end, they have all the buffs, and you have none of the buffs.
I think the worst one is the accuracy.
Yeah, that's
because
rough.
they can hit you from anywhere. Like across the map, a boomer will shoot his boom shot at like 45-degree angle, and it will lob it across the entire map and hit you with it.
And there's nothing you could have done.
It is well, you can move if you see it coming.
But if you don't see it coming, theoretically, there are many situations where you would have no way of avoiding it.
So we were playing this map called Sandbar, which if you were to just divide it down the middle, is pretty much essentially a mirror image on either side, right?
So is this the one we played during TNT?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. It's the one that was happening during TNT. So basically, let's just say at the back of the map, looking forward, you're on this kind of fortress, right?
Yeah.
And to the right of you are staircases, to the left of you is a staircase, and the enemies are all going to come assail you, almost like storming Normandy from the beaches up until the fortress.
Okay.
And into the middle of the map from the fortress, there's like a little
plateau,
cliff, kind
of overlooks
jutting out
this battlefield. So they storm the sides and come up through the staircases. So for I'd say about 40 waves, we did find Drew and I were on the right hand side holding it down. I think Brad, you and Will were kind of on the left hand side, and Gary Whitta
kind of floating.
Was floating back and forth to whomever was taking the most at the time, right? Mm-hmm. And so for 40 waves, which was probably about 4 hours, we did this same thing. So Drew and I had kind of come up with a great system memorized. For 4 hours, you're doing the same thing of I would soften them up as they'd come through, and then they'd reach through, and Drew would take them down, and we'd do this. And you're buying defenses as it goes along, a little tower defense, like razor wire and stuff. And I suspect you and Will also have just a system after about 4 hours of you kind of know what's going on.
Well, the waves are varied. So,
right, but
sometimes you have snipers coming in, sometimes you have grenadiers.
Oh, that's what we were playing on Horde mode. Yeah.
So at some point, at like around 42, 43, it started getting to the point where they would just breach the defenses so much that about a minute or two in, everybody would just be like, fall back into the fortress. Everybody fall back into the fortress.
It was sheer attrition at that point.
Yeah.
Because, they were soaking up so much ammo, we couldn't stop it was just a tidal wave of enemies coming in.
So we were able to hold them off. We started dying around wave 42.
I think we wiped once in the 30s, and then,
So by about 49 is where we really got stuck.
Yeah.
About 40.
Well, no, we got to like 44, 45 and almost gave up, if you remember that.
Yeah.
Remember how we kept wiping in that base and then we just started cheesing the map layout?
Right, so at that point we're like, this position is no longer tenable. We need to find a new spot to hang out. And we decided to go into, there are two sides of the map. One is a cave with two entrances, and there's like just enough room in there to kind of dodge left and right for 5 dudes in there. And there's like a ammo chest and a brick wall, which will give you some cover, a short brick wall. The other side is a similar setup without the brick wall, and there's no cave, so it's just open on top. But it's like kind of a narrow little entrance and exit, yeah. So we set up, we were like, let's just try something else. We're going to give up, we're done. And we go into the little alley one that doesn't, not the cave, and we actually cleared that wave on the first shot, I think.
Yeah.
And we did. So that cemented in our minds that is the way to go. This works. So we stayed there for about a couple more waves.
2 or 3 waves, yeah.
And then it wasn't working anymore, so we decided to go to the cave. And the cave was, I think, the best idea we had.
Yep.
So we hunkered down in the cave, which was fantastic because you now have 5 guys in a very small, confined space. So you and as soon as you go outside the cave is hell, right?
Yeah.
It's just crossfire of all the bad guys.
The killing field, I think is how Gary referred to it.
And inside the cave, and literally you're talking like 2 steps out, you're dead. 2 steps back, you're safe within the 5 guys. So it eliminated the possibility of anybody going rogue and kind of running off and being like, let's get the fuck back here. We all have to concentrate. So we just had this band of 5 guys with focused fire on everything. It's either going to come left or it's going to come right through this narrow entrance. And it was fantastic because all these huge guys that we were having problems storming us were going down really quickly when you have 5 guys pumping bullets into
focusing,
them.
Yeah. The key was really just minimizing those points of ingress into our position. It was like, all right, they're on the left or they're on the right.
They're just funneling into this one area.
But not only that, keeping everybody together, which is hard when you tell somebody, like, come on, stay together. It's like, I no, you're over there. What are you doing? You're running out to go get that thing.
Together.
And like with this, it was like death or stay alive.
So even if you tried to venture out, you learned very quickly, oh, no.
And we were all getting so tired that it was a lot of, it was definitely getting to the point where it was like people being very loose with each other in terms of like, fucking don't go out there. Like, I'm just going to go. I'm down.
People are
like, yeah, of course you are.
Of course you're down. Do you crawl back to me if you can make it. I'm not going out there because I'm going to die. And so
that wasn't quite that bad.
But it was kind of like, 4 waves later, it'd be like, all right, everybody stick together. Where are you going? I just want to scout and see. I'm down.
I'm going to get the scorch. Down.
I'm down. Fuck, I'm down. And then he would still be, are you down? Yes.
Need to pick up. We were like assembling this list of jargon, basically, like shorthand for all the stuff we needed.
And so it was mostly like left, right, need to pick up, left, right, need to pick up, which means that you're dead. Changing out ammo. So we got to level 50, which is the last level, which is a boss wave, and they randomize the giant boss that's going to give you a hard time, right? So it's either going to be a one Brumac, a whole host of Reavers, which we thought would be the easy ones. At least 2 Berserkers.
Yeah, 2 Berserkers is one. 4 Gunkers is another one.
At least 4 Gunkers.
Which is terrible.
And what was the one where the Armored Cantus came in? He came in with whom?
We got Armored Cantuses with Reavers, I think.
The Reavers?
Yeah.
So, first wave, first shot. Level 50. We're in the cave. Bless you. We get a...
and you don't get the achievement until you beat 50?
Until you beat 50.
Oh, man.
We're in the cave. We're excited.
I mean, that's stressful.
It's about 1 o'clock, maybe 1:30, around there. I had no time to deal with the time. Was get a giant Brumac.
Yep.
And we're like, fuck, okay, we're in the cave. Stay in the cave. We fight off all of the little guys. And pretty quickly, too, because we were rolling at that point. Everybody was still fresh, and we were like, we're going to beat it. And then we realized that...
Well-oiled.
Yeah, the Brumac had not engaged us at this point. And we're like, oh shit, he totally got stuck on like the geometry because he's huge and we're in this little cave and like this is going to all work out. let's go fight the Brumac.
Oh, no.
We spill out of the cave. I think within like 3 minutes, everyone else is dead except for Brad.
Yeah.
And we had run into this situation probably about 20 waves ago, maybe 10.
I think it was on wave 40.
Where everybody had wiped, and Brad literally had to spend a half hour picking off a Brumac by himself.
I basically had to kite the fucking Brumac.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily the way this map is arranged, there's a big body of water in the middle that nobody can walk on, so it's basically a big donut.
Yeah.
So I was basically circling the
taking pot shots,
the perimeter of the map. Yeah, like dodging the rockets and the chain guns and just picking it off.
So we're like, okay, Brad, like we're all dead, but we have confidence you could do this.
Like you did this before.
Just
it's like fuck.
Do it again, and so we're all spectator cams at this point, being like, he's coming out this way, he's coming this way, watch out. And Brad was doing a great job. We were like, great, just gonna do it.
Almost dead.
Yeah, and then said, boom,
like just dead out of nowhere,
just blown up. And fuck.
Just one of the rockets.
It shoots those drunken rockets that just kind of swarm everywhere.
I think one literally like did our homing around
just
our corner,
curled around the lip of the rock that I was hiding behind, and just like smacked me.
And so we were like, all right, but it didn't take us very long to get up to that point again. Like I said, we was like, that's actually kind of easy.
We'll just do it again.
We do it again. Brumac, I think we got a Brumac again, does not get caught in the geometry. Literally clips through the cave.
Walks right into the cave with like half of its head inside the top of the rock.
And just destroys everybody.
And like in 30 seconds, we're all dead again. And we're like, oh,
and then it starts dawning on us that, wow, maybe that was a random thing and we're all going to be fucked. So fast forward about
that
2 hours.
2 hours later, we have now...
Same wave.
We have now realized that the odds of getting a Brumac are totally random because we get berserkers sometimes, instant death for us. We can't fight them. Because we're in this cave, the berserkers just run in and slaughter us.
Right.
We got Reavers, which when the first time we got Reavers, we were like, fuck yeah, we pulled the 4 aces. This is going to be easy. Reavers are going to go down.
And they do go down fast.
They go down quickly, but they supplement that with harder regular guys. So you get like the armored Cantus.
There's armored Cantuses, there's grinders, there's boomers, maulers, like everything is coming in all at once.
We died again immediately. The other one, the Gunkers, I thought those were the hardest actually, because we were like, we got a Gunker, and we're like, oh, he's the boss, the Gunker. Like everybody focus fire on him. We're like barely making it. 3 guys are down. We finally get one of the Gunkers almost dead, and like I look outside and there's like 4 more of them out there. And like this is totally hopeless. So finally, we wound up doing the thing where like, well, let's try that little valley again. Let's get out of the cave and try that. We try that for like 45 minutes. That doesn't work. We try the fortress again. That doesn't work for 30 minutes. Finally, we get we
pull another Brumac
again.
Mm-hmm. This is like 2:45.
This is pretty late in the game, and we've had Brumacs before, but they're not getting caught in geometry, and we're like, it's not going to happen. So everybody always looks and it's like, it's a Brumac, and it's like, he's in the cave. He's all moving. Dead. Yeah, we're all dead. This time though, gets caught in geometry again, and so suddenly everybody's falling apart at this time. It was so late,
dude. We were like walking on eggshells during that. As soon as we realized he was stuck, we were like, all right, nobody fuck up.
But it was crazy. So everybody just immediately snapped back into like fucking adrenaline mode. It's just you just watch everybody who was like for like the last hour and a half falling apart. Like the group is getting like people just running across the map, masturbating in a corner, just doing all sorts of weird shit. Suddenly it's like. Like you just watch the group like tighten up into a little wad, and everybody's like, "Okay, let's do it." And
everybody's like back to back,
Yeah, and we did it perfectly. It was like, "All right, left guy here."
Yeah, well, Drew died pretty early though.
It wasn't that early, but like it was working. Like we were taking out the things like we had the first time, and it was really focused. We were all very excited. And I think we almost got everybody out for the Brumac fight. I
think so, yeah.
And by this time we had realized, do not stick together from our first time with the Brumac. Everybody just split up. Yeah. Because if they get one of you, the rockets will kill everybody.
Like basically be equidistant from each other. Yeah. And it can't hit everybody at once.
So we all spread out, and we're all trying to fight them. I got a couple of good shots in, and then I went down, like out of the game.
Like with the one shot. I think you went and bought the one shot.
Yeah, bought the one shot, and I got like 3 shots on his backpack trying to blow him up. And then I went down, and I think it was... Drew had been down by that point, and Gary, I think, went down pretty quickly, too.
It was just me and Will at that point.
So it was Brad and Will, and if we're looking at the overhead map, imagine 2 little dots on the overhead map. It almost looks like Will is basically just chasing Brad's dot around the map, but as they're trying to stay away from each other, but they're also trying to keep continuously moving so the Brumac doesn't kill them. So you just see this one dot following this other dot, and the dot in front, which is Brad, yelling at the dot behind him to get the fuck away from me. And the dot that is Will basically yelling at the dot in front of him, being like, you gotta fucking run faster because I can't turn around, there's a Brumac behind me.
But I had to keep stopping because that's the only way to shoot at that thing.
So it's just basically these dots like catching up and like moving around this map in a clockwise circle. Finally, they were able to get enough shots in where it looked like everything we're gonna take it home, and then Brad gets hit.
Yeah.
And he goes down.
I was literally roadie running across a little open expanse, and like I didn't even see rockets come in. I was just dead all of a sudden.
And so now it's Will left by himself at 3 a.m. trying to kill this Brumac.
I was just sitting there.
And I think that would have been it. I think that
would have been so
much
heartbreaking. I don't think we could have kept going.
And then Brad has enough money to buy back.
Well, that was the thing. I was sitting there watching. I was just like head in my hands.
Right.
I was just like, he's going to die. We're not going to get this. Like we're never going to finish this. I'm going to fucking cry right now. And then I look at my money and I was like, I have like $12,000. Just like this giant like yellow Y button prompt staring me in the face. Like, press Y to buy back in. I'm like, why?
So he buys.
What do I need this money for? I'm going to spend it and get back in.
This is the one. So he buys back in, and then Will is like, suddenly hope is back alive. Like, yeah. And they start focusing on the Brumac, and he's bugging out, and then just suddenly, just out of nowhere, thing just explodes, and like.
Just all of a sudden, like
atomic bomb.
Eight medals and ribbons ring up on the screen, and we all get achievements, and everything explodes, and we're done.
6-7 hours later, just
oh man,
good lord!
I didn't even.
You guys never want to play Horde mode again.
Never want to. Touch
I didn't even
it.
get up to go to the bathroom until like the last 30 minutes. Like I didn't move from that couch. Like I was hunched over.
Yeah.
My legs were stiff.
My batteries are pretty much dead in my controller. Totally worth it. Don't want to play Horde mode for a long time.
Yeah, it'll probably be a little while.
Anyway, that's the story of how we beat level 50.
So you and
Drew,
you two, and Drew and Will Smith from Tested, and Gary Whitta.
And everybody held together. I thought.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I was waiting for one dude to be. I know I'm done, guys.
All right, so pro tips. From the masters for Horde mode players.
Go to the cave.
On that map, I say if you're in the cave, if you can force the environment to keep your group as tight as possible, that is a plus. Don't depend on people to stay near you. Make the environment keep them in a small, tight little group. Mm-hmm. And then when you have 5 guys shooting at one thing, it goes down way faster than if you guys are taking 2 things at a time.
Do you think that's because of health regens? Do you think there's like...
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't know what the math is that's going
stacking.
on. Yeah. I don't know what numbers are flying inside those guys as you're shooting them. But
definitively multiple shots at once does more damage.
Yeah, I mean, the Lancer is so effective in this game that like 5 Lancers focused on even the boomers with the 2.5x health will go down almost immediately.
And which at that point for us was doing much better than trying to defend 2 positions or trying to like, okay, half of you guys go here, half of you guys go here. It was much easier to just get them one at a time, get everybody down, to not have anybody alive who can kill you in almost one shot on the map.
Also, the importance of the sawed-off shotgun cannot be overstated. Oh my God.
Well, they will get in close.
Incredible.
It's impossible for them to stay ranged.
Right, yeah. Especially the maulers will come right at you with their shields, and there's nothing you can do until you flank them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you get right up on one of those guys with the sawed off, even those big guys on the later waves, like just one trigger pull and they are literally deleted. Like they just vanish. It's amazing.
I think the boom shield has its advantages for like guys who are like a Cantus or a Grinder who just have a fast pistol. You can almost tank with that. It didn't work so much in the later levels because they literally were just chewing through everybody. But you can chainsaw a Cantus. And that takes them out of the game really quickly. If you try to just shoot them, they roll around a lot. They're hard to get ranged.
And you gotta shoot them in the face, don't you?
The armored ones you definitely do. The armored Cantus, I don't know. That thing is just like, that's like a game stopper.
Yeah, I fucking hate that guy. Even in the campaign, I hated that guy.
Like Scorcher first on the armored Cantus?
No, that's the Berserker. That is the Scorcher.
I think the Scorcher might work on the Cantus. That thing just... I don't know.
I think the Scorcher works on the Cantus as well.
It might, yeah.
That makes it vulnerable to
regular weapon.
In the campaign, no, not on. I don't think on that guy it does.
Really?
The Berserkers, it does. The Scorchers.
So the Berserkers, when we were on level 50, we had 2 Scorchers and dudes just dumping 500 rounds apiece into Berserker, and we never got
like
one
you guys
down.
were wailing with the Lancers, and I put 4 active reloaded sawed-off shotgun rounds into that thing, and still didn't go down.
One of them never went down, and there were at least 2 of them.
There were
on
2
the
of
map.
them at the same time that all the other big-ass guys
I don't know
were
what we
coming
were.
in.
Maybe we should have stuck it with grenades or something like that. I don't know.
You just don't know what the strategy is on high level.
The strategy was wait until the next round.
This was all on normal.
Yeah.
How could you possibly beat this on hardcore and insane? I have no idea.
It was fun though.
Yeah.
I'm sure people will do it.
It was one of the most entertaining and memorable
You would have to
experiences.
exploit, though.
that I've
Like,
ever had.
I can't see how you would do it
Well,
without...
we were
Well, I
exploiting.
know, but I'm saying and on harder difficulties that... I mean, maybe that's just as high-level Gears play is exploiting...
Or you must have to know so much knowledge about how long it takes to.
Or maybe it's just, a matter of finding, like, the
triage
cave.
and,
Is finding, like, specific strategies that work for
Right.
specific waves, for specific
setting
enemy
up
types.
boom shields as barriers.
I mean, also, at this point, we were barely using defenses, the static defenses.
right, because they were just chewing through.
Like, if
them.
you use that stuff optimally, it would help a
Right.
ton.
Yeah, we were kind of figuring it. We're no masters. We're just a bunch of dudes who found ourselves in a tough situation.
It sounds like having money in later stages is important.
It is, but you gain so much money from those rounds. Like every time we got dumped back in, we actually had a decent amount of cash.
The saving grace is that the money you earn on a wipe, you keep when you go back in.
Oh, okay.
So they're not chopping your legs off that much. Be like, start over. Nothing.
Oh, no.
And also, I didn't know if I mentioned this. Both the cave and that other little valley, the mirror side of the cave, have an ammo box in it. So that respawns. You just have to pay $500 to get your ammo back.
The little cave that's not far from the like the little base that's kind of out there, right? There's a little.
It's like around the corner from like the cargo ship stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a ammo box in there, which was because you chew through.
Oh yeah.
An entire magazine in one guy. So it was a great place to be.
You know what?
What?
I would totally do it again.
No, you wouldn't.
I totally would.
Would you go up to hardcore?
I don't know.
Or would you skip right to insane?
I don't know.
S-rank that game.
Man. Are you kidding?
Yes.
Have you looked at the Seriously achievement?
Seriously?
Have you looked at it?
You told me about it. I don't
It's
I
probably
don't
the
wanna
craziest single achievement I have ever seen in a game ever.
What is it?
It looks like it would take years to get, like maybe months at the
What's the number?
absolute. It's not a number. It's not just kill X number of guys. It's do everything in the game. It's get every Onyx medal in the game and reach level 100. Like hitting level 100 is nothing, but the medals,
Yeah, some of those are
fucking
crazy.
insanity.
That's just time, right? That's just
no,
pure
well, it's
time.
It's time and skill.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's medals for doing stuff like beating Horde on insane.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also stuff like the example I read of one was there's one for like a revenge, getting the certain revenge ribbon in multiplayer, where the same person has to kill you 3 times and then you kill the person. The lowest level of that medal is doing that 175 times.
Oh Jesus.
That very specific scenario in multiplayer that you can't contrive or set that up. Like that just has to happen.
Well, I guess you could.
Is that
I mean,
a
but it
ranked
would take
match?
a lot
Is
of time.
it ranked only? Maybe.
I don't think so.
Wanna-
And that's only
wanna
the
grind that with me,
That's
Patrick?
175 for the first
You
rank
kill
of
me
that
3
medal.
times, I'll
There's
kill
3
you.
more after that, which probably goes up to like 1,000 of those or
Need some
something.
beer for that one.
And that's just one medal.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's got to be months or years.
One of the medals is just simply playing. It's a number of multiplayer matches that I think is like well over 10,000 multiplayer matches.
Seriously.
Well, if this is the last Gear game
Yeah.
for a couple of years,
Yeah,
then
that's great.
I mean, it makes sense to
totally,
build that in.
totally. Somebody will get that stuff, but it's just fucking crazy.
That was fun.
You had fun with the Horde mode.
That was fun.
That
I wish
sounds like fun.
Yeah, I wish Joey was. He had another play date, but I wish we could have done 6 because he really wanted to do that as well, and I know none of us are going to be ready to do that anytime soon. So Joey's off on his own.
Joey's got a group though.
He's got a group of dudes that he's playing with. But yeah, that's fun. That's just good fun.
Just good, clean fun.
I wish it weren't as long.
Yeah.
It's a little marathon-y, but I guess it makes for a better experience at the
It is
end.
possible, depending on what you're there for. Like if you're trying to get the achievement, you can do it piecemeal.
Right, you can start at like 40.
The
right?
milestones are just in sets of 10 waves, so we could have started at 41 and gone to 50.
Do you have to clear those first, or
Yeah, you have to work your way up to
Okay.
it, but you can do that in multiple sittings. But there is, we did get a ribbon for doing 1 to 50 straight in one game.
But if you
called the
if you just
dipshit
wanted to do it
medal.
in just getting to beating 50 was your goal,
that's all you care about,
you could
yeah.
just do it in like 2-hour chunks.
Yeah.
yeah, it was fun.
We forged a bond.
Yeah.